Okay, we're live, Canadian wine lovers. We are live from Summerland, BC, chatting Canadian wine. Stop by because it's Wine
Ken.
Wednesday.
Woohoo! Canadian wine lovers, Carl's Wine Club members, everyone across the country. Yes, Mira Boucher, it is Wednesday. It's time to buckle up. It's time to sit back, relax, and I just let me know what's in your glass because I want to know which amazing Canadian wines you guys have across the country. I want to know where you're located. And yeah, what incredible wine did you have in the last couple of days? Because we have kind of a little side chat group here, and every day I see some of the crazy bottles that's been opened of Canadian wines, and it's so cool to see that many people opening that many outstanding Canadian wines. It was Syrah Day this week. Sometimes, maybe this weekend, but some.
You know what today is? Today is Global Drink Wine Day.
Oh, fuck yeah, it is! Here you go!
I mean, if you were looking for a good reason to open a bottle of Canadian wine and Wine Wednesday was not enough for you, it is also Global Drink Wine Day. So go tell the others. Go tell the others.
There you go. There you go. Tell everybody, come and join us. We have 4 wines tonight. I got 2 reds that I know what's in my glass, and Mira's going to pour 2 Chardonnays on a blind taste, because you know what? Even if it's not Chardonnay Day, we feel like Chardonnay. We're doing our insider guide about Canadian Chardonnay on Sunday, I believe. Is it Sunday?
This Sunday. Yes.
This Sunday.
Already a bunch of you guys coming. If you're a collector member, the insider guides are now included in your membership. So every month or so, we do these live deep dives into a Canadian wine region or
wine
varietal. And with Chardonnay, it's spectacular because Carl's been saying for years, Chardonnay is the Canadian king grape on the white side, right? And I mean, that's the one that we've had the most wow moments around on the white side.
That's funny because I was on the phone with a guy from Niagara who lives in Calgary. Been very, very involved with the big collectors across the country, and he said, "Carl, I've been talking to some of these big guys who bought the top Burgundies, and it's like some of people start to ask about Canadian Chardonnays." I'm like, about fucking time. About freaking time. So yeah.
You guys remember this. Who remembers this? Okay. This was epic. This was 112 Chardonnays from Vancouver Island all the way to Nova Scotia, opened all at once. And we reviewed them live, often with winemakers for like all 7.5 hours. This was epic.
It was freaking epic. And yeah, so I mean, Chardonnay, the insider guide is coming this weekend. So tonight, Mira's going to blind taste me with 2 Chardonnay. There's from 2 very different regions in the country. So my goal is to tell you probably the price point and which one is from the eastern part of the country and which one is the western part of the country. So we'll go from there, and yeah, I'm excited. I'm always excited when I know there's some Chardonnay coming, but now there's 2 coming, so I'm double excited.
There you go. I'm going to go get those Chardonnays so we can start blind tasting, torturing Carl here. It's always fun. Tell us if you're here, where you're from in the comments, and if you have any Canadian wine open, or if you had a Canadian wine recently that you think others need to discover. We need to know this. Tell us in the comments. And last night we had Chef Derek.
Go get the Chardonnays, because I want to talk about that. We'll talk about the we'll talk about the peak. There you go. That's the Peking duck. So yeah, Chef Derek, the private chef who comes and cook.
Yep. Cheers. Hey, what can we expect from this bad boy down here?
Besides delicious duck fats, you're gonna get a whole lot of 5 spice and hoisin, and we tried really hard to get the crispy skin. And we're gonna serve it with some traditional garnishes: mandarin pancakes, carrots, cucumber, scallions, things like that.
Yeah,
Should be quite nice.
quite nice. So we have a Pinot Noir,
Mm-hmm.
fruity, juicy, medium body from Niagara, 2020 vintage. With that, what do you think? Do you think it's going to go well
With the
that?
5 spice,
Yeah.
perfectly.
I think there's a burst of spice that's also with that, right?
Yeah.
Like the oak, just like
Yeah.
yeah. Well, hey, cheers.
Cheers.
So, Chef Derek, if you've been to, let's say, Mira's lobster birthday party, or other of our touring events when we have the private chef by the lake here in Summerland. So this is Chef Derek. He was in last night because we're doing a few different tests. Chef Derek just got a massive trailer where he's going to cook charcoal in the trailer. It's his new, like, it's something really, really cool.
Brazilian style.
Brazilian
barbecue
style
thing.
barb. Holy shit! And she got me the real pour on top of it. Wow, that's my wife. I love it. 2 big glasses of Chardonnay. But yeah, so Derek, we're doing some tests and all that. So he decided to get with the Peking duck, and what it was so freaking amazing. And I have to say, where is that? Wending home, up and above Pinot Noir was the wine that I've decided to pull, 2020 vintage, and it was absolutely freaking perfect. Perfect pairing with the Peking duck. And so now, Mira, with my super English here, can you help me? Peking, how do you pronounce? Where do you put the
I think it's
emphasis on
Peking,
the
like Peking, like the place, Peking duck. Like
I
the
know,
place.
so that's why like it's the pecking on something. So Peking duck. Okay, the peking. No, peking is not, doesn't make sense. There you go. Awesome. So Peking duck, the food was amazing. The wine matched perfectly. We also had a little sip of the Dobbin 2019, no 2020 Riesling, dry Riesling with that was also a perfect pairing. So great night at the Boucher's last night, experimenting with Chef Derek, some of his stuff that he's gonna maybe put together for this summer, because he's going to be our private chef here by the lake for the August 1st long weekend, touring weekend with Mr. Jeff Labano and Stacy when they're coming over for their big prize. The Goodnesson are coming as well. So this day of touring on August
And
1st.
Jeanette and Danny are coming, so it's going to be a lot of fun that weekend for y'all who have gotten to know each other through these events, through the Pan Canadian Masterclass. We've all been flying across the country. It's funny, we talked to somebody in Niagara the other day who's like, we should do an event with you guys. And then he was like, but you probably don't have members that would fly across the country for an event, you know? And we're like, oh, you'd be surprised. It's happened many times because you guys are freaking amazing. So yeah, so now we're doing it in BC, small groups. There's 4 dates for this year in the Okanagan, and we are taking it up a notch. Like if you thought what we did the last few times was pretty amazing, this is going to be next level beyond that. It's just going to be an epic touring day. And yeah, finishing by the lake, possibly with some Peking duck. We'll see, but definitely with something spectacular. Hey?
Yeah, and I can see some food like cooked on the charcoal. I can really see that. That's where Chef is leaning with his style of cooking here. So it's pretty amazing, and it's matched very well with some of our amazing wines that we have around here. So yeah, a lot of fun. So that was last night. Also, hey, Joanne here. Oh, Mio. So Mio, probably Chardonnay here for Alain and Joanne. That's a great chard. I freaking love that. Either was from our advent calendar to, like, not this one, but the first one, the Mio Chard, was part of it.
We were the first to get access to that wine through the Advent calendar, weren't we?
And we're also one of the last one as well, because Mio is no longer existing now. It was the last vintage. That release of Bachelor, so the 2023 was the last of the
Thank
Mio,
you, Stacey
unfortunately.
and Jeff, for that nice compliment. Yes, we can't wait. It's going to be an epic weekend. So a lot of fun things. And I think, though, we should start with your blind tasting. Hey, Carl?
Yeah, but while we're talking about Chardonnay, okay, we're talking Chardonnay. I have two in front of me. I think, Mira, the goal would be to maybe tell people, I will guess probably which price point around for both. And like I said earlier, right, I would try to let you know, guys, which one is from the eastern part of the country, which one is from the western part of the country, because I have a strong feeling that's what it is. I don't know, unless she gave me two Niagara or two from the same region or two from the same part. But I would say that there's probably one from each part of the country. Let's start with that. Also, speaking about Chardonnay, we had the floodgate open between Burgundy and our office this morning.
Yes, it was like Christmas.
Isn't it? Holy shit! So
I'm gonna try to find the picture, but I think we found our chateau.
About the three of them replied that they are excited.
That we were waiting on. So one that we're most excited about, I'll try to find the picture. It has a freaking one of these crazy caves, you know, like they have in Burgundy, those limestone cellars that you have to duck a little bit to get in. Has one of those in the
But the fun part is there's not only wine in there, there's a freaking jacuzzi in the cave. Ha!
They call it a jacuzzi. It's more like a hot tub, but yeah, it's pretty cool. Anyways, yes, we've been having fun with
and they also have a truffle farm, and they also have
the truffle farm gets me the most, because if you guys, I mean, some of you are coming to Burgundy with us, which is amazing, but if you haven't been to that part of the world, in my mind, truffle hunting was kind of the only bucket list thing missing from what we've planned in Burgundy this June with members. And we were like, oh yeah, but I don't think it's truffle hunting season. And I think Burgundy, it has some truffles, but they're not like the famous kind of truffles. I think there's other regions that are more famous for truffles. Anyway, I thought we weren't going to get truffle hunting.
So Alba in the Piemonte, Alba in Italy is very famous, where the truffle comes from, like the black truffle.
Yeah, so I thought we're not going to get near the truffles this time. The closest we'll get is at the markets where they sell them. But lo and behold, it looks like the people that own where we're going to stay also own a truffle farm, like a 5-minute drive away from where we're staying. And they've offered to host one of our meals at the truffle farm, which would be pretty spectacular. So that's one of the details we're trying to work out right now. But yes, suffice to say is there's some very exciting news coming out of Burgundy. It really wakes me up and makes me happy.
Also, the connection with Pascal Marchand, one of the rock star biodynamic, like one of the Quebecois Canadian who went to Burgundy years and years ago. Now the connection has been established through one of my friend in Calgary. So that's going. And guess what? I just placed a request for a guided tasting at Le Clos de Vougeot as well. So yeah.
We actually recorded a really cool interview with someone out there from the head instructor at the Cité du Climat, right?
I did. Yesterday morning, we had a nice 30-minute interview with her. And she agreed to come and say the welcome, to be part of the first dinner at the chateau and do a little welcome speech and tell people a little bit what to expect during the week, a little bit of the ABC of Burgundy, right? Burgundy 101. And she has put together a 7 wine tasting across Burgundy to support her little explanation. So it's kind of cool. So we're gonna have
really cool.
the top educator at the Cité des Climats who's gonna come and spend the evening, our first evening with us when we arrived in Burgundy. Yeah. So
we had this vision quite a while back. Many of you guys jumped on board with this first trip. I know some of you can't make the first trip, but we really want to turn this into an annual thing. And it's just really cool to see this coming together. So that's why Chardonnay is on our mind. I am going to have to go get my Chardonnay shirt, like Chardonn-eh, because we're saying Chardonnay is the king grape of Canada. And I believe it, because after we tasted these 112 all at once, we were like, yeah, this is the most epic tasting we've ever done. And year in, year out, the Chardonnays from Canada just astound us in how good they are, but also becoming more and more age-worthy. And the price point. I mean, we took some Canadian wines over to Burgundy this last fall, didn't we? And tasted them side by side, some of the Burgundian wines, similar price point. And our wines at the same price point just knocked it out of the park.
Well, I mean, okay, this is the difference. So ours at $50 is the top, or $60, it's the top. And theirs, it's their entry level.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's literally the equivalent here.
Yeah.
So we had the Meursault Village, not a cru, versus the alongside of a Batchelder, the Batchelder Wismar Foxcroft, which is one of my top wine every year, at the same price point. So, so that's the kind of difference here. But it's so exciting to see the direction of what we're doing with Chardonnay across the country. Yeah, we got it.
So kudos to Laley Winery for thinking this up for this shirt. Speaking
and you know what,
which,
Mira?
Yeah.
It's so interesting to see Alexia's reaction. Not only, but Alexia, she's the head instructor at the La Cité des Climats, the interpretation center, like the wine museum kind of.
The wine science center. It's like
the wine science center. You got it. And first and foremost, not only the quality, how impressed she was with the juice, it's when I told her the price point, she was like, "What? This is impossible." So anyway, hey, I want to know, okay, we're in a Chardonnay conversation here, and we have a Pinot Noir as well in your glass. There's also a surprise wine that I put there for you, Mira. I want to know in the chat, okay, please put in the chat, what is your favorite Chardonnay that you had lately? Maybe not your favorite ever, but put in the chat if you have a favorite, a go-to Chardonnay, international or Canadian. Just let me know. When I was working with my previous life with the international wines, I really, obviously the Burgundian wine was, I was a big fan of Bouchard, Père Fils, big fan of Louis Jadot as well. The Meursault Village, because I don't know how many times I tasted Meursault Cru, Grand Cru, and Premier Cru, but Meursault Village, but it became like pretty expensive. So with the Pouilly-Fussé was one of my go-to. It's one of the wine that I tried to put by the glass in every restaurant, the Pouilly-Fussé, because in the Mâconnais, right, in the south of Burgundy, it's much more affordable. Now, I mean, for me, go ahead, Mira.
Well, it's one of the appellations that I heard has, like, Climat, as they call them, that has gotten kind of upgraded, right?
Yes, they're finally, for the first time, I think they're looking at to put some Premier Cru in the Mâconnais, so which I just can't
wait to be in Burgundy to understand how they did this, because they got so nerdy and organized about how they do their wine regions and tiers, right? Like between Village all the way to Premier Cru and Grand Cru. I think we have so much to learn in Canada from how they did that. But of course, they did it over hundreds and hundreds of years, not like our industry is like 40 years old. So,
Oh yeah, exactly. Well, in 40 years old, we're talking about yeah, if 40 years ago, it was not even the real start of our industry. There was just a few pioneers trying to put the building blocks, and people to tell them out that they were fucking crazy and they will never succeed. That's what happened 40 years ago. 30 years ago, a few people start to take them seriously. And I mean, it's been rocking like for 15 years, not more than that. And I think we're really hitting the golden age of our industry right now, and especially on the Chardonnay level. And I have two here in front of me. So I have to tell you, Mira,
looking at the top, about the Chardonnays.
Well, I mean, I have one who's pretty nervy, with a lot of tension, a great deal of minerality in number one. Number two, a little bit more rounder, a bit plush. I would say this number two, it's definitely barrel fermented. There's no doubt about that. That's the texture of barrel ferment. I smell it and I'm like, yeah, this might be a bit of wild ferment too. And when I get to number one, it's more classic, very classic aromas, a little bit of nuttiness, a little bit of but there's also not, I would say, chalky in a sense, a little bit more rocky. Maybe because I've been tasting a shitload of Canadian Chardonnay over the last 5 years that I think that it's a very easy guess here. You have one from probably one from the Okanagan and one from Niagara. First and foremost, I'm guessing
I'm pretty sure you're right on that.
Yeah. I mean, unless you dig something from the island, and we don't have still Chardonnay from Nova Scotia, and it doesn't smell like Prince Edward County, and I would say we were around the $40 price point. Okay, that's my guess here. I tasted both. I would guess around the $40, $45 maybe. But let's say like from the $38 to the $45, that's my price point. And both seems fairly in the same price bracket. There's not a super premium and an entry level. I'm fairly confident about that. And to be honest with you, Mira, I would put my paycheck here, which is not a lot, but that number two is Niagara. I have, it's not Wismar Foxcroft, but there's a similar nose. So I would say in probably the 20-mile bench area, probably, maybe not, yeah. There's a lot of similarity, that lemon, and what I get in there, it's lemon meringue. It's that sweet lemon that leads me to that region. I know I kind of smell the wild ferment, which automatically lead me to Ontario, to Niagara. Almost every time. There's not a lot of winemaker in BC who does wild ferment. And this is, number one, is too much of a classic ferment on the nose. So that eliminates that.
So it's crazy because I keep saying I don't know much about wine, but the truth is in 5.5, 6 years now, I have tasted so many Canadian wines with this guy that I went from like knowing nothing about wine to now I'm like, yeah, everything you've said makes total sense. You are so right. One of the things we've learned about Canadian Chardonnay is there are emerging certain little micro regions in the country that produce stunning wines that have a lot of similarities. And you're right, with the 20-mile bench, this wine number two has this crazy nose and flavoring that screams 20-mile bench. And so many of the styles coming out of the 20-mile bench have the wild ferment.
Yeah, exactly. And there's the Lincoln Lake Shore appellation also, which is Lincoln Lake just underneath the 20-mile bench, often gets very close from from that smell. Leslie, happy Wine Wednesday to you. If you just joined, Leslie, I'm asking everybody, what is your favorite Chardonnay, Canadian or international? What is your go-to, and what's your top Chardonnay that you would go for? And
we have Daryl's picks here, and we almost need like a sticker for Daryl's picks so we know which ones have like a little more oak. Because if Daryl picked them, they probably do. And he has good taste, I have to say, especially in the Chardonnay side.
Well,
so,
I mean, number 2 here, Niagara, there's some oak in there, that's for sure. Number 1, I mean, I'm not sure. There's probably a little bit of oak in there, not too much.
Oh, it's got this gorgeous nose. Oh my God.
Number 2, number 2 is exactly what you like. I know that.
Oh yeah, no, but number 1 too. You're on number 1 now, right?
Yeah, I'm back on number 1. I'm going back and forth. Number 1 is a bit more almond, a little bit more on the green. There's a little bit more green fruit. Yeah, a little bit more green fruit, like the green apple. So more precision, more tension. More like there's a minerality on the back end as well that I really like, a little chalky on the finish, a little bit more floral aromas as well. So, but I mean, in terms of length, both are pretty much the same length. I would say there's more texture on this number 2, definitely more texture, and that's why I'm getting barrel fermented. So okay. Yeah.
And Lisa's saying her favorite Chardonnay right now from Canada is Checkmate, if price point's not an issue, and Little Engine Gold, also delicious. Yes, I've tasted those both, and I think they're both amazing too. Checkmate has a variety of different wines, but they're the ones that have gotten like 100-point Chardonnays. We have some fun stories about that, though. I do think that there is better value to be had relative to price point, like Lisa's pointing out. But yeah, definitely some great ones. Organized Crime Cuvée Christina. See, we have so much to do in terms of organized crime and tasting.
I know,
this
right?
Has been mentioned before by you guys with Organized Crimes Cuvée Christina. We need to get tasting on that. Deep Roots Chardonnay is great for value, and Clausen Chase, although not cheap. Yes, agreed. Totally. All right, so let's recap what you've said, Carl. You've said number 2 you think is the Ontario wine, 20 Mile Bench, because it has that distinctive nose.
20 Mile Bench or Lincoln Lakeshore, either 2. To me, these are fairly young. So
and
I would say
saying around $40. Did you give it a score, number 2?
Number 2, I would give. I love that wine. It's really freaking good. Balanced, charnu. It's like there's that texture. Very, very different of number 1. I would say probably 93 points for the number 2. Because I think it's around the $40 price point, and this is fucking spectacular. I love that.
It's really freaking good. I'm just going to our website to see if you've ever tasted this wine before.
Yeah, it's everything that I personally look for in a Chard. Texture, wild ferment, I love it. That beautiful like lemon meringue, like with a little bit of flour, yellow poached apple. That's totally my style. Number 1, I love the mineral component of it. I love the complexity. It's not my style, but it's really good. It's very well built. It feels like it's more from a rocky area. That can be Okanagan Falls. That could be. Yeah, linear. I like the tension, and I love the precision as well. I would go with 92 points for the number one, and I would say it's from BC, from the Okanagan. So that's where I'm at. That's my.
This is very good. So let me tell you that you are pretty much 100% on this blind tasting. So if you want to blind taste Carl and you want him to do well, do it on Chardonnay.
If you want to fuck me over, you bring some Merlot in the thing, and I'm gonna go off the rail.
Yeah, put some Merlot in there, and he'll be guessing, I don't know, all sorts of things. So Malivoire.
Forgotten Row. I'm with you. I'm with you right there. Like it was amazing.
Favorite Chard of all time would be Pearl Morisette from years ago. Yeah, that 2017.
Cuvée 19, absolutely. I mean,
or 17, I think.
It was 17. That was 17.
Yeah, it was spectacular. And the sad thing about that one was that it kind of fell off the cliff pretty fast. We would have wished it would have lasted longer. Or it went through a funk for a couple of years.
No. It was not a funk.
We drank it all.
It crashed. It crashed.
But,
I love the complexity and the finish on number one, though. Really like that. The acidity, stunning. Stunning acidity. My mouth is watering.
You pretty much nailed it. But what's interesting is you've never tasted number two. Okay, you've never tasted. Well, you have, but I don't think you've ever scored it. We don't have the tasting notes on our archive here. But number one, you have. Okay, so number one, you tasted it. I'm trying to see when. I think about 2 years ago you tasted it, and you gave it at that time 90 points, and you're saying 92 now. So it has dramatically.
I love the complexity. I freaking love the complexity.
When you tasted it a couple years ago, it would have been just released, maybe just bottled. I don't know. So that's the trouble with what we do. Sometimes we do get these like early releases or like just bottled releases. And Carl does a great job extrapolating what a wine's going to do in 6 months or a couple years. But sometimes it's just not at its very best right when it's released. But yeah, clearly with this one, it has improved even just with 2 years pretty dramatically. So yeah, that's awesome. Okay, so are we ready for the reveal? So you started with wine number two, talking about the 20 Mile Bench, that distinctive nose, the wild ferment, said it's about $40, said it's Niagara. You pretty much nailed all of this, and you called it 93 points. Mm-hmm. Now, you did score the previous vintage of this exact wine, and you gave it 92 points. Okay, so we're talking about something that Daryl will have in his possession, I think, very soon. I don't know if it's this vintage. The Black Bank Hill 2022 Chardonnay.
Oh, they smokes!
And you said 20 Mile Bench.
When we did the
close. You did mention Lincoln Lakeshore, and it looks like this one is Lincoln Lakeshore, which is interesting because I agree with you. It has a lot of 20 Mile Bench characteristics. Let me get the map here.
Lincoln Lakeshore is right underneath the 20 Mile Bench, right? So these two appellations would like overlap each other almost.
Yeah, so can you see that orange one? The orange one is Lincoln Lakeshore. That's where this Chardonnay from Black Bank Hill is from. And 20 Mile Bench is that dark green one, more in the middle. But I don't know where the vineyard is, but you can see they overlap. So it's quite possible that the vineyard is like right straddling right near the 20 Mile Bench.
Yeah. No, absolutely. The 2022, that's a bottle that he gave me when we did the Burgundy Showdown with Thomas Batchelder last summer. He gave me a bottle of the 22. I knew he had a really small production of that. So this is absolutely freaking wonderful.
It really is. Oh. Very special. Laughing Stock Chardonnay 22 is delicious with aged Havarti cheese. Ooh, good to know, Diane. Very good to know. Lisa and Jared still have a 2017 and 18 in the cellar. I'm guessing of the Pearl Morisette. So I guess you will have the last word on that, Lisa and Jared. Like the longer you can hold on that, the more you can tell us how it ended up doing. and we'll find out if it really went off the side of the cliff when we thought it did a couple years ago, or if it was just in a funk and we were like, drink it all now. But you never know with wine. Sometimes they come out of that. Definitely.
Yeah, but that's the thing with these natural wine. Permo Reset was so they're so on the natural side, and yeah, sometimes it crash. So Joanne says hidden bench, Batchelder, and leaning post. I mean, you know what, Joanne? It's hard to argue with you. That would be for me. Batchelder is number one, like definitely. I would say leaning post is number two. Meyer number three here in BC. That would be my 1, 2, 3 in Canada. Or Da Silva. Da Silva Legato is pretty hard to beat. Yeah.
So Daryl's got the inside scoop on Black Bank Hill. Might be in the club. Let's see. But he says 23 Chardonnay being released in March and April to the public for $50. I think this one, the 22, was about 42. So you were bang on the price point.
Yeah, I saw, and Daryl, by the way, yeah, I mean, Daryl ordered Viognier, and we need to get you your Viognier from Black Bank Hill.
I thought it was Chardonnay. Okay, yeah. No,
Daryl ordered, I think Jim ordered a few Chardonnay that I have to figure that out, because everything was put on hold. Tyler was away. It was cold, and now I need to get back at it and get these wines to our people. So by the way, while people are listening, we lost a couple more cases with the freezing.
It's been a fiasco. We have emailed those that are affected, I hope, and it should be resolved very quickly. 23 Black Bank Hill Viognier on the weekend. Ooh, amazing. Yes, we have just loved the Viognier from there. I think when we discovered that during the Advent calendar days this last Christmas, we were just like, we've tasted the Black Bank Hill Viognier before, but it just feels like it's better and better every year. I think that's going to be one of their sort of...
Well, because when we did the feature a while ago, like they were brand new. They were just starting. They were still buying fruit. Their vineyard was not exactly where Tyler wanted them to be. It was just a few estate fruits, but I didn't mention. Whoa! I have to go back because I said Batchelder. I said Batchelder, leaning post, Meyer, but I didn't mention Clausen Chase. Clausen Chase has to be part of my top of Chardonnay and Da Silva. So if I have to put top five, because. Yeah, top five. It's in any of these order. Let's say Batchelder is first, no matter what. But for the rest, between leaning post, Clausen Chase, Da Silva, and Meyer, you can jumble them up, and that's my top five.
And you're gonna have to narrow it down.
And you know what? Whoa, wait a second. We're bringing with us the R2 by Ferox, which is a freaking amazing Chardonnay as well. But yeah, I mean, we can go on, and I can talk about Hidden Bench. Whole O'Rourke family that we were stunned the first time we tasted their wine, Mira. I mean, Black Market Rob is getting better and better every single vintage with this Chardonnay. The Tightrope Chard, really freaking, and Summerland is freaking banging it, like absolutely crushing it. Here, the Garnet Valley with Solvero, we have Lightning Rock who's making some great Chardonnay. Lunas, I mean,
there's some amazing Chardonnays. I have to say two things. So one is that we've got a very limited Chardonnay pack with 6 different Chardonnays available, and a few of these that Carl just mentioned are in there. And we're doing an insider guide on Sunday. Insider guide going through top producers, regions, interesting things to know about Chardonnay, vintages, things like that are really hard to Google or chat GPT. Like, you really had to taste it and you had to be there. And Carl was and is. And so he's going to share all these insider tips and some really handy resources for both planning your cellar stuff purchases around Chardonnay, but also for if you're planning on doing wine touring centered around Chardonnay. So it's kind of fun because these insider guides allow us to bring in some of our international members that we're getting more and more of, people who, either moved away or they're you know, they've got relatives from outside of Canada that are interested in Canadian wine, interested in visiting. So when we do these insider guides, more and more we're getting these international people joining our calls, which is pretty fun. So Sunday, if you're a collector member, you'll get the link automatically and you can drop in there and get these this guide for free as part of your collector membership. And for everybody else, there's a small charge, but also you can get it for free if you order one of these 12 Chardonnay 6-packs. So that's what's going on in the club this week. We also have, though, Bellaterra launching in the next 24 hours, which is our next Tasting Thursday winery. And then we'll be featured more broadly after the Tasting Thursday event. Tasting Thursday being a Zoom that is epically fun with the winemaker, Fred DeProfio, and with Marcel Morgenstern. And it was gonna be tomorrow.
Yeah, Fred is in Colombia.
We moved it forward. So it's gonna be March 5th in 2 weeks. So everybody's got till Monday to place their orders and make sure we can get that to you in time. We have a multitude of exclusive releases that no one else has access to.
Almost all of their wines are exclusive. Almost all of the wine selection, not only the 3-pack winemaker selection, but all of the add-ons also are almost all exclusive. Marcel already dug into his private list for his top wine club members. And yeah, just like the 3-pack, the 3-pack winemaker selection is so much fun because that's the brand new, not released yet, the 2024 Wild Ferment Riesling, which is made with 30% of botrytis, which they are so freaking excited at the winery. And to me, I'm just expecting a little bit but not the same, but similarity with the Wild Side that Fred made under his own label. So I'm expecting something like that, which is a wine that I freaking love. There's a 2017 Blanc de Blanc, 100% Chardonnay, sparkling traditional method, which has never hit the market, and then won gold, silver medal at I think Effervescent du Monde. So that's going in, and I mean, I got some pressure. People were pressuring me that we needed absolutely a Cap Franc, a Bellaterra Cap Franc.
Two exclusive releases, right?
Yeah, so two, and the Cap Franc is one of the one who's I think that's the currently available, but the 2022 Cap Franc is in the winemaker pack. So the Wild Ferment Riesling, the Blanc de Blanc, and the Cap Franc will be the 3 wines available. Marcel, I think, gave us a member pricing, a little like no tax and couple bucks off as well. So which, like, yeah, it's always appreciated. And the add-on selection is pretty darn cool because he's going he's going to have a 2016 Cap Sauv, which I think there's only 2 cases available. 2016 Cap Sauv, 2020 Merlot, 2017 Cap Franc, which was my second highest rated Franc of the Cap Franc Marathon. 2020 Cap Sauv, and we have a Mike Laplante, the average wine enthusiast special selection. He wanted the Viognier, so we have, because they don't have any Viognier on their library list, so we're going with the current release of Viognier as well. So it's all going to be part of the add-on, but we have a fun selection. There's also Meritage too.
I know that. Oh, I didn't see the Meritage.
No, maybe it's not. Maybe it's not.
Yeah, maybe I missed it, but yeah, we also have access to all of the usual favorites, so we'll add those to this link. But I did drop the sneak preview there if you want to see the exclusive releases with the member pricing. And the thing about Bellaterra is they make some phenomenal value stuff. So stuff that you want to stock up and get by the case, like they're bubbly.
Oh, especially the rosé. The rosé bubbly is absolutely freaking fantastic. Was one of the very first wine that made me light up about Bellaterras, the Rosé Bubbly and their Chardonnay Surly. These both wines was the first two label that I'm like, fuck, I love this guy. And yeah, it was the
There you
yeah.
go. All right.
So
you nailed it on wine number 2. Okay. Wine number 1, you were telling us it's more linear, it's more zippy.
yeah, let me recap. Okay, I'm seeing around $40. There's that precision, there's that tension and energy, there's the mineral finish and almost a little salinity. It's more on green fruit, precision, and yeah, I mean, this is more traditional ferment. This is no wild ferment. I don't think there's any barrel. There's no barrel ferment. Might be a little bit of barrel aging, but not barrel ferment. So yeah, that's and it's from BC.
Okay, well, you nailed it pretty much on all fronts. It is from BC, but you might not know exactly where in BC. So let's reveal it. Oh, and you mentioned 92 points.
92 points.
I just looked up. You rated it 90 points on release a couple of years ago. So now you have 92, which means it's aged well, very well. And we have the Garnet Valley Ranch.
What?
Chardonnay.
This is our Pan-Canadian wine.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Ooh.
The last Pan-Canadian at Showdown, we had the Garnet Valley, we had Trail Estate, and we had
there you go.
Leaning Post. That was our three Chardonnay that we featured. Yeah.
Nice. So yeah, the cool thing is that this one and the Black Bank Hill, different provinces, different regions, but they're both 2022.
Yeah.
Vintage.
Which is 2022. Let hold on a second here. Okay, so let me start with BC. BC was a very slow start, very, very slow start. Cold spring, wet. And it's a white. Like I remember with Rob Hammersley, Rob and I tasting in barrel, and like the whole process of making 2022 vintage. We always say 2022 is a vintage for white. There's so much purity in the whites from 2022, and the long fall. Fall was absolutely beautiful here in BC for 22. So what saved the vintage and allowed the wine to come together at the end. So that was 2022. And yeah, that vintage has a lot of purity. Absolutely. I think, Mira, you should look at my score from the Pan-Canadian.
Okay.
I would be surprised. I think I gave that wine higher than that.
So the Pan-Canadian would have been after you gave it 90 points.
Yeah. So if you look at the the blog post.
Yeah, I'm looking it up right now.
And by the way, our website is back on, everyone. So we had a website crash last night.
I messed around with the DNS records, which is something I've only ever done twice in 6 years. And both times it screwed things up pretty bad, but it's back. We had a good overnight last night that most pages were down, which sucked. But hopefully you were not impacted. I know a couple people wanted to order wine, and we got you that order link, so that was all good. But okay, so if I look up Pan-Canadian Masterclass 2025, that's the one you're talking about?
Yep.
Okay, so we had the Chardonnay, Trail Estate, Senchuk Vineyard from Leaning Post, and Garnet Valley. Yeah, 2022 Garnet Valley Ranch. You gave it 92 points at the Pan-Canadian.
Okay. I told you so.
There you go.
There you go.
So that upon release score was probably just something you jotted down at some point. That's what got entered into our archive.
Yeah, you know what? And I think it was at the Chardonnay Marathon.
Yes.
That I had it tasted, and it was not even released yet.
No.
I remember JD.
Bad boy here.
Yeah, JD telling me that wine needed to sit down for a while.
Winemaker's like, let this wine sit for a few months. And Carl's like, I'll open it right now.
Yeah, fuck you.
I mean, they're both very fantastic wines, but you can tell that I have a leaning towards this Lincoln Lakeshore 20 mile bench style wine over here, the Black Bank
Oh,
Hill.
there's a vanilla coming out of the glass right now. Get your nose in there. Get your nose in there.
It's really
That
good.
custard, that custard.
Ah, that's spectacular. The other one, you know, let's talk pairings for 1 second, and then we got to go because
What do you mean we got to go? We have
Peking duck to eat now that we
whoa,
don't
whoa,
have
whoa,
a
what do you
child.
mean we got to go? There's a wine in that I put in your glass that we need to talk about as well.
Okay. Well, speaking of the duck, so last night was spectacular that we had a chef over making the Peking duck, which took a week to make, by the way. Like, you don't just make a Peking duck, you got to like age it upside down with hoisin sauce and all kinds of stuff. And right as we're eating it, our youngest decides to get a stomach flu of the worst kind. And our website went down right before that. So it was not like I didn't get to enjoy the Peking duck with the red wine pairing as well as I'd like. So maybe
I'll tell you one thing. I didn't want to eat and drink anything after you got the stomach flu. We were done with anything.
Kind of ruined the duck. So we'll try again. Because I have never had Peking duck before. Okay. And it was quite spectacular looking. And it tasted amazing when I had what I had before the whole incident with the kid. Chef always does an amazing job. And so talk pairings for a second, okay? The Chardonnay from Lincoln Lakeshore Appellation, the Black Bank Hill Chardonnay 2022 from Niagara. I would love that, first of all, on its own. This is the kind of wine I don't need a pairing for. I just need to sit by the fire and have this wine. All good.
How about with the foot massage?
A foot massage. Okay. And you know what else? I would crave this with a creme brulee.
Oh, fuck yeah. I mean, that's that. And more this wine opens up, more creme brulee it tastes as well. You know what I said? Get your nose in there. The vanilla, like little burnt vanilla comes out. And oops.
I don't really know what you're talking about because there was a problem with my glass. And
I know there's a hole in that one.
You'll
there's
have to fill it up again.
I know.
So Garnet Valley Ranch, though, is a kind of wine. I mean, you could drink it on its own, but it's more of a food wine to me.
Yeah, absolutely. Higher acid, more minerality, a little bit like flinty. So, and I've been saying it for a year or so now, or maybe 2 years, that Garnet Valley, it's come in. That's a hot region for Chardonnay. I'm so glad that you picked that one because, I mean, the terroir Garnet Valley is so well suited for Chardonnay, and that rocky.
It's in the middle there where it says Summerland. That's exactly where it is. It says Prairie Valley, Summerland. There's 3 little regions in Summerland that are very distinct. Garnet Valley is above Prairie Valley. Beautiful place.
Yeah, and it's drier, it's cooler, and it's rocky. So up there, and that's why I get that flintiness, I get that minerality. So I think it's growing more on the volcanic side of the valley. So really, 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 really cool. The nose are so different. I would pair with that. You know what I would do with that? If we do a crab cake with a kind of a spicy aioli, I might get that with that just to cut through the whole thing. Yeah, that might be really, really, really good.
Pretty spectacular. It could go with French onion soup. I was talking about how Chardonnay and French onion soup.
Yeah, French onion soup. I might also just like simple seared scallop with maybe a brown butter.
Oh my God, yeah.
That might be really, really good with that too. But that comp between both of them is the Garnet Valley maybe a little like a few bucks cheaper.
Absolutely. Daryl is saying, shout out to Fairview. It is true. We really need to give a shout out to Fairview sellers in the South Okanagan. They treated Carl's Wine Club members like gold. They shipped wines sometimes within like an hour of the order being placed. I didn't even have time for some people who said like, don't ship yet. I'm on vacation for 2 weeks. It was gone within like half an hour.
I know.
I was like, don't ship it. They're on vacation for 2 weeks. They're like, oh, they just came and picked it up. I saw the order and it went out like 15 minutes later. So they were so on it. And of course, it's all good for those people because they have a really good relationship with their shipper. And they were able to just like hold it. So
the biggest difference also is the ATS, right? Fudge. I mean, especially this winter has been for me, this is the worst winter that I've experienced. The winter has been so fucking brutal. We've lost so many cases of wines. I know.
Anyway, Fairview has done a spectacular job. And not only, I think it's the first time in club history that we have had the winemaker herself and winery owner emailing every single person that orders within 24 hours to say thank you, like a personal email with their tracking number. I think that is, I mean, if that doesn't deserve a nomination for Carl's Wine Club BC Winery of the Year, I don't know what does. That is spectacular. Speaking of which, that vote is coming very soon for last year because we got to know where to go party and whose wines to, invade, whose cellars.
Absolutely, 100%. I can tell you, I already have two ideas. It's Lightning Rock and Tightrope are two that I really come to mind.
Has done an amazing job, and I mean the first criteria I think is definitely also the wines themselves. And Tightrope is probably one of our top 2 or 3 rated BC wineries overall of all time, right up there with De Silva, Black Market. Tightrope is right up there.
Oh, no, I mean, since we sent Fairview cellar out, I don't think that I think Fairview's been the highest ever that we've sent. So these wines are just like crazy.
Speaking of that, Danielle has agreed to keep the link open a little bit longer. There's still one member that emailed me saying, can I still order, just a few hours ago? And I'm like, yes. So the link, I can drop it in the comments here, is still up if you wanted to order Fairview. Not for too long. We are chatting with her on Friday morning, I think, so that it might go completely down at that point. But they're shipping these out super fast and they're just spectacular. So, and if you're a VIP, just check your email for the Fairview link because it's different because you're getting massive member savings if you're a VIP Unlimited or a collector member. You could pretty much pay for your membership for the year, your upgrade for the year, with just this Fairview feature, because
I know it's crazy. Like I had a member in Quebec who ordered the tasting pack, two iconoclast vertical, and he paid for the shipping. I emailed him back. I said, you know what? If you upgrade to collector, I think it pays almost entirely for it. He's
it was almost free to upgrade after that. So
let's do it, right?
There you go. And we got more coming now with Bellaterra and their member pricing and free shipping. I think like it's something like 12% per wine that you're saving. So if you order a couple cases, again, you're saving substantial amounts of money. Fantastic. Dana's saying they ordered today and shipped today. Yes, that's what we want to see. We had a rough winter. We had a hard.
I know.
You guys have been so patient. So thank you. Okay, so Daryl has the question of the night. Which one of these 2 Chardonnays is best with butter popcorn? This is an excellent sort of metric, Daryl.
Yeah. I mean, definitely. Definitely. That's the
popcorn in Burgundy, and just the butter popcorn test, right? Just a handful of freshly buttered popcorn, and which one? For me, it would be Black Bank Hill. What about?
Oh yeah, 100%, 100%. There's too much minerality on the Garnet Valley side. To me, the butter popcorn will ruin the intricacy of the finish. Not saying that Black Bank Hill doesn't have an interesting finish. I'm just saying that the way that Black Bank Hill, the texture, like how voluminous the wine is, how like the oak shows up, and the whole thing, that's much better suited for the butter popcorn. Here, the tension. I don't think that Garnet Valley Ranch is built for that kind of thing. To me, there's too much complexity, minerality, and evolution into these mineral spices and all that on the back end. So
Yeah, I agree, Dale. Oak and popcorn match made and so good.
yeah.
Okay, I want to show you guys one more thing though, to give a little more love to the Garnet Valley Chardonnay. Garnet Valley, like we discovered about a year ago, just how phenomenal it can be with Solvero wines for Chardonnay and Pinot Noir in particular. They're also from the Garnet Valley. This is one of my favorite views in the Okanagan. Carl knows why. We have our eyes on this this potential Carl's Wine Club headquarter type place there. It's do you see this mountain up here? That is called the Sleeping Giant. If you ever come to Summerland, there is a mountain called the Giant's Head Mountain. It looks like a big head on the side of a mountain. It's called Giant's Head. Okay. For wine lovers, the one you need to know about is called the Sleeping Giant. Only people who go out to Garnet Valley looking for wine will know about this place. But that sleeping giant up there, okay, it's hard to see from this perspective, but it looks like a giant on his side sleeping. I'll have to get a better picture. That is the Garnet Valley. It's like a valley between all these like rocks, and the rocks.
It's the valley behind you. It's the valley behind the valley. You have the valley where the lake is located, and behind that valley, behind behind the highway, who's on the south side, on the east side, I don't know which side. Anyway, on the side of the lake, there's another valley, which is called the Garnet Valley.
Yeah, yeah. And so you can see from this picture, this site is not yet planted to Chardonnay, but we think it should be. That's what we're saying. But basically, because it has that sleeping giant there, it warms up the rocks, and then you plant in the valley there in the steep part. That's where this one is planted, just a little further down this exact picture that I've got here. And it makes for some pretty spectacular Chardonnay.
Yep, baby. Absolutely. They just planted Gamay down there as well. So I'm excited to see what Gamay is going to bring in the Garnet Valley. And Solvero planted Gamay as well. So
more about all this kind of
Hey, Simon, I haven't seen your name in a while. Welcome back, my friend. That's awesome. Hope the little baby's doing well. I hope you guys are a happy family. So great to see you, Simon. And I hope you're having a good Cabernet Franc kicking around somehow.
Yes. So to recap, okay, what were we going to say there about the the reason we've been talking about Chardonnay all night is because on Sunday we're doing our insider guide. All of you who are collector members, we'll send the link out and you can just drop in for that. There's a small charge for other people, or you can get it free if you get one of the 12 Chardonnay mixed packs, curated packs. So all about the Chardonnay. We do think it's the king grape for whites in Canada. And it is winter. We just featured a ton of red wines. So it is about time to give Chardonnay some more love. Don't you think?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I felt like if I was cheating on my wife. No, I can't say that.
Having too much red wine. I do love my red wines in winter. And
yeah, no, it was time to get back on. Yeah, exactly, right? I would like to do a Chardonnay week soon. I've been talking to a few people. We have some of the Ferrox Chardonnay on the way too. I'm talking with Dobbin as well. Some Chardonnays are coming this way as well. And that's funny, I was talking to Marcel. Marcel said, don't talk to me about fucking Chardonnay right now. They're wiped out. They don't have Chardonnay. They're looking for more Chardonnay. People are asking for more Chardonnay. So, so there's no Chardonnay left. But it pissed me off because I really like their barrel ferment Chardonnay. I think it's one of the underrated Chard of Niagara-on-the-Lake.
Fantastic value. Yeah.
I mean, this is an outstanding Chard. So Chard is exploding right now across the country. So let's keep it up. And
there you go. Daryl, I do agree with you on this Sauvignon Blanc. I love Sauvignon Blanc, and I love the ones we found from Canada. Speaking of which, Bellaterra also makes a phenomenal Sauvignon Blanc. And
so we'll add the fumé on the link, please, on the add-on, the current one. Let's add that. Okay, Marcel told me
I'll be
that
adding lots of current releases to the link. So yeah, definitely by morning, now that we've worked out the problem I created on our website last night. But yes, there is some great wines out there. Bellaterra we love because they have these age-worthy cellar releases for us at what I think are really reasonable prices given the scores, quality, and age of these wines that they've cellared for us. But they also have phenomenal value wines as well. So they've been, they were our first Ontario winery, Members' Choice Winery, right?
Yep, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, Mira still remember the conversation that we had, Marcel and I, when you used to live in Calgary, our first ever conversation. Yep.
The first time they met on the phone, they had the most inappropriate conversation. I'm like, you just met this person and you were talking about all sorts of weird things. And I thought he'd never talk to us again, but there you go. They hit it off. I had a Batchelder 21 Wismar Foxcroft Chard for Valentine's.
Way to go, my man. Way to go.
Big for me, prefer more linear shards. I get that totally.
Oh,
but I'm glad that
absolutely.
Sam loved it. That's my style, I think. I think I like my.
And I think, Simon, if we stay on the Batchelder side, I think what's the Grimsby Hillside might be a little bit more of your style. The Grimsby Hillside is more directional, a little bit more linear, like you mentioned, a little bit more flintiness as well.
Grimsby Hillside is like in a windier, cooler spot, right?
Definitely in the cooler spot and close, a little bit more temperate.
Past Lincoln Lakeshore towards Toronto.
Yeah, not past Lincoln Lakeshore, in the Lincoln Lakeshore appellation.
Is it?
I would say, yeah. It's right across the street
from
the
Grimsby is here near the lake in Lincoln Lakeshore.
Yeah, this is the closest vineyard for Thomas, the closest from the lake of his old portfolio. I would say Grimsby Hillside will be the most suited for your palate, I believe. So.
Fabulous. Well, I can't wait to meet Louise, Simon, and maybe Sam and I at some point in the future can have some Chardonnays together because it sounds like we like the same kind and have our kids playing. We have discovered that
I think you girls did at the Pan Canadian.
Yes, but she couldn't have wine at the last one because she had Louise going on.
That's true. I want you to take a sniff of your wine with the question mark.
Yes. Okay. Last thing. Okay. What is this?
What is this? Smell that.
I would love to, Simon. Okay. So clearly the other one you poured is the Pinot Noir from Wending Home, correct?
Yes.
We had that with the Peking Duck. It was phenomenal pairing. Wending Home has been such a great value discovery, great wine.
Yeah, I would give that one a 91 points. 91, really good. Like it's a 2020 vintage. There's some texture, but also the acid still lifting everything up. There's a good mix of ripe fruit, but there's also some earthiness.
Okay, so this question mark wine, you're wanting me to guess it, is a bit on the lighter side. It could be a Pinot Noir again. It could be a Gamay. Ooh, very round and very nice. Okay, tell me what it is because I'm not going to be able to guess that.
So, this is really fucking fun. I am so excited. So, we got a box of wine arrived today. Okay? Now you know where I'm going with that. So, we got a box of wine, and every year, Mary Nissen from Niagara-on-the-Lake produce a wine a little bit outside the box. I don't know if you guys remember when we featured Mary Nissen. We had a wine which was Cabernet Franc Gewürztraminer co-fermented, right?
Yes. And members loved it. Like people were getting it by the case. It was fantastic.
Yeah, yeah. We had people reordering, and we wiped them out. That's what is so funny. I got a phone call at that point by the winemaker. He said, "It's the first time ever that like we had so many order of that wine. Like we just do that for fun, and now like people are calling the winery." And I thought it was such an intriguing and interesting and a ballsy freaking wine to make for a winemaker. So this is the version of the 2024 vintage. This is Cap Franc Riesling.
Talk about Canadian label, hey?
Yeah.
Cap Franc
So
Riesling. So the idea with what they do with that blend, because they did Cap Franc Gewürz before, it's a little bit like how in France in the Rhone they do Syrah with a little splash of Viognier.
yeah, the co-ferment Syrah Viognier. I don't have any information on the percentage or anything like that. I would say if I have to, it's probably 70-30. 70% Cap Franc, 30% Riesling, or 65, because there's a good amount of Riesling in there. I can taste it, I can smell it.
Yeah, it's super interesting and it's really good. And it's Simon's two favorite varietals blended together. Yes, this is something you've got to try.
And I think it's an intriguing price as well. I haven't researched. We just opened the box. I don't know. It's probably like $25 or something, but super fun. It's fresh. It's crisp. There's some... It's so hard to describe. A little plummy, some plum, some blueberry.
And you said it has a good price?
I think so. I think I would expect like $25 maybe.
Mary Nissen, a Cabernet Franc Riesling. Okay. On Google, it says it's $28.15. I assume that's with tax. So that's a good price for such a unique wine, I would say. That's like a $25 BC plus tax type of wine.
Yeah. Do they give the split?
Oh, it's a good question. So co-fermented, bottled, versatile to sip like a silky red or chill for a vibrant rosé style twist. I totally agree on the chilled. This is like a big thing right now, right? Happens with Gamay as well.
Yeah, no, I would buy that wine. I would definitely buy that wine.
So it's a 12%.
Yeah, 12 and a half.
Yeah, and do I have more information? Let's see.
Oh, it doesn't have to. I'm sure I'm going to be in touch with Julie tomorrow to have all of the technical sheet. We have some.
Yeah. I do think they're sold out at the winery, so this would be like a special release for Carl's wine.
Yeah, absolutely. We have also the unoaked Cap Franc, the No. We did very well at our Cap Franc marathon. So some unique wine, but also they're classic. They sent us a back vintage 2019 Cap Sauv, which would be very interesting to crack, a colder vintage, to see like what kind of structure there's in. The Nanny's blend, I always love the Nanny's blend. So I think it's a little mix of Syrah and Cap Franc. Syrah Cab Merlot or something. So yeah, I'm really excited to taste those wines. Right?
Very exciting. Should be great. Yeah, no, I'm not seeing like what the split is on that blend, but
that's all good.
And it does look like it will be an exclusive release.
Yeah.
It's nowhere else. Not even ChatGPT. No. Oh, no. ChatGPT is... No. They do have the Woe Pet Nat, which is also 78% Cap Franc and 22% Riesling, but it's a Pet Nat. So a totally different kind of thing. A sparkling Pétillant Naturel.
Yeah.
We haven't tasted that yet. But
no, so this is super fun.
You just told me. Mary Nissen has the oldest commercial Cab Sauv in Canada until 1978.
Yep, absolutely. Jeff Undermark told me the story, and that was John Marinis, the owner, the founder, biggest pride, and he was one of he was the first one to plant Cap Sauv in Niagara on the Lake. People at that point, people already told he was fucked up, and but
A little bit like Fairview and Bill Eggert. Everyone thought he was mad for planting Cab Sauv in the South Okanagan, and here we are tasting these well-cellared Fairview wines and going, wow, 95 points. Phenomenal.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, yay for the underdogs, the people who believed in Canadian wine and made it happen. Pretty phenomenal stuff. It's great to see you guys. Thanks for stopping by. It's Wine Wednesday. I mean, it's always fun to chat. Hopefully we'll see some of you who love Chardonnay on Sunday for our insider guide. We're prepping all sorts of fun things like vintage charts and maps and things like that. So we'll do a deep dive in Canadian Chardonnay on Sunday. And you can join for free if you're a collector member, small fee if you're not, and free if you get the Chardonnay mix pack by then. So.
And if you're all into be a collector of Canadian wines, if you want to look or please give us a call about the Grand Cru collector membership that we've put together.
Yes, we'll hear more about this. So this is a special thing that we're doing that Carl's done for many years for certain members and for a long time before that with international wines, which is cellar appraisals and in-home private tastings that are just epic. And we've got one next weekend, actually, in Vancouver. We can't wait to see a couple of members in Vancouver next weekend and do a tasting in their home with, 8 Canadian wines?
6, 7.
Yeah, 6, 7. So the point is
yeah, the kids just started to yell, 6, 7.
Oh, my gosh.
Now, usually the tasting will always be 6 wines, plus usually the thanks for having us extra 1, something like that, right? So yeah,
we bring the glassware, we bring the wines, we bring the fun into your house or your office. So that's kind of what Grand Cru Collector is all about. If you
when possible, I bring the best part of the tasting, which is that girl. She's coming with me. She's coming with me. She's coming with me to Vancouver. We are doing it together. So that's going to be freaking awesome.
Yeah, so the Grand Cru Collector is basically everything you get in the collector membership, the member pricing, the free shipping, the archive of taste notes, the insider guides, like so much fun. Plus in-home tasting for you. So if you've got a milestone birthday you want to celebrate, if you've got a team at work that you want to do a Christmas tasting with, that works out really well. And then if you're starting to collect wines, it's good to have them appraised for insurance purposes, for your own purposes. So Carl would do a full appraisal. He's an appraiser. He went to school for that.
Plus access to international wines. So I solidify my connection back to Alberta. So for all of these amazing international wines that you guys would like to get your hands on, or some suggestions, so that is included in that.
That is true, actually. So we have partnered with a liquor store that can get really rare wines that Carl's worked with for many years.
I was on the phone this morning with one of the partners there, and he's really excited to get us some stuff, some rare international stuff.
Little known fact, Carl was responsible for the most Sassicaia sales in Canada for many years, and therefore had the kind of he got first picks of any Sassicaia releases in Canada, basically, for the collectors he was working with. So if this is a passion for you, if you're into collecting wines and this is your year to really focus on that, then
But also you will get a text message from me when I visit the winery, and I can get a case or 2 of the rarest wines from a Canadian producer. I will have a little text group of our Grand Cru collector people. Say, hey, I'm here at the winery. So-and-so have 3 cases of their first Merlot that they ever made. And text me if you want some. I'm there. I can get them for you. So that's the concierge.
That's the kind of thing. It's
The
a lot of
ultimate
fun for
connoisseur.
us, and honestly, a lot of fun for our Grand Cru members. And it makes sense if you're like, you know what, this is my year to take my collecting, my cellar, my the tasting event that I want to do to the next level. Kind of have Carl in your text messages. We literally get members that are like, I'm at a restaurant. Here's the menu. Carl, what should I get? And Carl will be like, I know this wine and this wine and this wine, and here's what you can expect. It's pretty fun. So
That's funny
the Grand
because
Cru
back in the
membership.
day when we were in Calgary, we used to get these texts all the time, right? Like at any point of the day, like, oh, hey, I'm here. I'm in Hong Kong. Can you tell me what
Different
to
time
order?
zone. But anyway,
Yeah.
that's the thing. Ornellaia is your vice, Daryl. I love that. We used to have a lot of wine boxes that Carl would bring home because they're so beautiful and you don't want to throw them out. A Sassicaia box or whatever. So Ornellaia, we had a nice box of Ornellaia. I used to keep towels in it.
Yeah, absolutely. Well,
use-
Daryl, Ornellaia is, yes, absolutely one of the icon.
Daryl-
I can get my hand now on the Alberta price of like all of these big dog. I'm just like having my partners back there, and like we can get the rarest shit ever. And
we've also
yeah.
helped some members that are into like rare whiskeys and scotches and things. I remember we've done that in the last few years as well, because Alberta seems to have some better access than a lot of the other provinces, and the liquor stores there will ship out. So yeah, trade private.
It's time to
tasting
go,
for
babe, because my
standing
spit cup is full. So I've tasted
I
too much.
agree. Yeah, I agree, Daryl. This is a fabulous idea. So let's chat some more because Sandy's macaroons are world class, epic. Oh my God, amazing. And the Madeleines. Jeez. All right. Well, let's get going, guys.
Hey, what's your opinion? Okay, I just want to know your Mira's opinion on the Cap Franc Riesling.
Amazing. Amazing.
It's fun,
I love
eh?
it.
It's fun,
Yeah.
eh?
A light,
Hey,
refreshing
there's
kind
still
of
some tannin there. There's still some tannin.
But
There's a
there's not-
citrus
yeah.
line
There
cutting
is.
through that plum, dark cherry.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that little flinty as well. It's cool.
Very cool. Very
Chilled.
fantastic.
Chilled.
Chilled. I agree.
Yeah.
Chilled kind of red. I think this Cab Franc Riesling would go well with the Peking duck too.
It sure will. It sure will.
Let's try it.
Absolutely. Thinking of that now, Mira, I
Yes.
think that would be the ultimate pairing because, yeah, we absolutely.
Yeah, baby. All right. Well, let's go check it out. And, you know, I didn't even realize that it is the Chinese New Year, but we have inadvertently been celebrating the Year of the Horse with this Peking duck. I mean, how spectacular. So there you go. Great to see you guys. Hope you have a fabulous Wine Wednesday. Thanks for stopping by.
Canadian wine lovers, Carl's Wine Club members, thank you and see you next week.
Woo!